Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. So I'm here with a video where I'll be going through two recent bits of drama within the Drag Race world. This includes Shea Couleé's drag daughters recently reportedly disowning her, and an update about Lexi Love's ongoing legal issues over her name. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. Also, if you like these videos and want to keep up to date with all things Drag Race, make sure you hit subscribe because it really does make a big difference. Thank you! Okay, so we're going to start off with the recent news that reportedly Shea Couleé has been disowned by her drag daughters. This story was first brought to my attention by a follower of mine, but shortly after it was all over Reddit and social media, and news outlets have also picked up on the story. To explain the backstory a bit, as we know, Shea Couleé competed on season 9 and went on to win All Stars 5 and later competed in the All Winners season All Stars 7. Shea was already a well-known queen, especially within the Chicago drag scene, and Drag Race catapulted her even further into fame. Shea has 3 drag daughters who previously had her name. These were Kenzie Couleé, Bambi Banks Couleé, and Chloe Couleé, who all represented the drag house Maison Couleé. However, it appears that very recently, all 3 of Shea's drag daughters have dropped the Couleé part of their name at the same time. They all posted things on social media that very heavily hinted that they dropped Shea's last name due to some problems. A day or so ago, Kenzie posted an Instagram story saying, "After 10 years of performing as firstborn of Maison Couleé, I am changing my name to Kenzie the Dragon, but I know I will always be your favourite Couleé, aligning myself with peace, community and love, associating me with myself, cleansing my orbit of narcissists and energy leeches, letting misery be its own company. To all my supporters and fans that know me and love my art, this is simply part of the evolution." This was followed up with a longer post which said, "Me and my sisters have and always will be pillars of our community and representations of greatness. Every stage and room we grace, we bring joy. To all up-and-coming performers, be wary of grown adults trying to belittle you, who claim your successes as theirs when they were nowhere to be found for years, who align themselves with you because they see your light and want to leech from your energy. Be wary of these drag family structures. Don't let anyone impose their narcissistic parental abuse onto you. You're not a character in their show." Let's just say having 1 million plus followers will truly have a B word in psychosis, have you surrounded by clout chasing yes men who agree with everything you say. No amount of facials will get rid of the devil eye. Touch grass and call your mamas if you can. Stay mentally healthy, y'all. And although these posts didn't name Shea specifically, it seems pretty obvious who she was referring to because Shea does have over 1 million followers on Instagram. Chloe posted a lengthy grid post which said, "As you can see, some changes have been made. Now it's too much to get into at once, so when the time is right, you'll be informed in my own words, but I will clarify a few things. My sisters are still my sisters. The bond we share is too tight to break. Nothing has changed between us, we're still a unit. I will now like to be referred to by my original last name, Park, and no, I will not tell you what happened until I am ready to tell it. This is not gossip for you to approach me with in hopes for some quick tea. Any questions about this without me bringing it up myself will result in a halted conversation. Unlike someone else in this situation, I choose to be a little more classy about this matter, and I will tell my story when I'm ready and it's not just words on a screen. But Reddit lovers, if you're watching, I'll feed you one piece. Don't believe everything you see on TV. Remember, I've been behind that curtain for years. Love you all, and I hope this doesn't change any relationships I've built with you over the years." She also posted an Instagram story which seemed to be pointed at Shea, although she didn't say her last name, and the story said, "Let's see, you sat in my biological mother's face and lied to her before she passed away, making a promise you did not keep. You taught me zero as a drag quote parent, and you constantly put others above us because they kissed your ass more / fed your ego or had some kind of fame. But you're a quote good person who tried all they could. Comical." On top of that, Bambi Banks posted this Instagram story which said, "Also, to all the weirdos only here for tea, unless we are friends you won't be getting any from me, so you can stop watching my stories y'all have had muted for years lol, it's okay, it's only peace and love over here." As you can imagine, after the three of them posted these things on social media, it started to blow up with people talking about this and speculating what happened. Some people were speculating that the posts implied that Shea had not been very respectful to them, which is why they have seemingly disowned her. However, other people criticised the three of them, saying they were, quote, vague booking, which means when someone posts ambiguous things on social media in order to get attention. After all of this happened, people then started commenting on Shea's most recent Instagram posts, asking her to address what happened, with some people even saying that if she doesn't address it, the internet will decide for themselves. People also commented saying, "May I know the tea, please?" which is a reference to a viral meme based on this tweet by Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and people often post this as a joke on social media when they want someone to explain the tea. Shea hasn't officially responded from what I can see, however she did post a few things in her Instagram stories which seem like they might be related to this. For example, she reposted a quote from Toni Morrison, which was posted by a different account, which says, "If you wanna fly, you got to give up the bleep that weighs you down." There was then another quote post which said, "This era is called keeping a good heart but being more selective about who gets access to it." There was also a post with a street sign on a bollard which said, "No revenge because the peace I gained was greater than what I lost." Most recently, there was another quote post which said, "Absolutely nothing that is meant for me will require me to compromise my integrity, lower my energy, or abandon my values and boundaries to receive it." So although Shea didn't name the drama to do with her drag daughters specifically in these posts, it seems very likely that these posts are a vague response to the situation. As I mentioned earlier, this news story in general got picked up by a few different news outlets, such as Pink News, Them, and The Tab. The article seemed to contain the same information that I've talked about here, however they said that they did reach out to Shea for official comment, but so far it doesn't look like Shea has responded. As I mentioned, the internet seems to be a bit split at the moment, with some people criticising Shea, saying she must have done something wrong, but others were defending Shea, saying we don't know the full story so we shouldn't jump to conclusions, and it's Shea's decision whether she wants to respond to it or not. So we'll have to wait and see if any further updates come out about this situation. But as I always say, please do not send hate to any of the people, just enjoy this sort of content passively and don't get involved. And finally, we're going to move on to a quick update regarding the Lexi Love legal issues to do with her name. I did talk about the backstory of this situation in more detail in a previous video, which I'll link to in the description. However, just as a quick summary, a Twitter user named Lexi Love, whose legal name is Selena Scola, is apparently an actress, musician, and AI architect. She claimed that Drag Race Lexi Love, who goes by Claire Barnes, was violating her trademark by using the name Lexi Love. Lexi/Selena subsequently got Drag Race Lexi's Spotify, Apple Music and Cameo accounts taken down, saying it violated her trademark. She also posted cease and desist posts saying Lexi can't use the name Lexi Love for bookings. Drag Race Lexi then posted about the situation, saying she was going to have to change her name and she'd already lost some bookings because of this situation. Since my last video, there have been a few updates about the situation, so let's get into them. At the time when I made my previous video, Drag Race Lexi's Twitter and Instagram accounts were still active, although she feared that they might get taken down soon. Since then, Lexi's Twitter account has been officially suspended. Lexi then posted about it on Instagram stories saying, "RIP to my Twitter/X, we had a good run, December 2024 to August 2025. Hope to be back soon. If anyone knows anyone that works there, let me know so I can try to get it back." The other Lexi then posted about this on Twitter, thanking the platform for removing Lexi's Twitter account. Drag Race Lexi then seemed to change her name on Instagram to Cody Barnes, which is her dead name. Lexi posted about the change in an Instagram story saying, "Due to whatnot, I am forced to use my dead name, the only one I know no one can attack, so no one can close my accounts until I figure things out." Due to this whole legal issue, Lexi had posted previously saying that several venues had decided not to book her because of all of this. Well, there seems to be another example of this. There was a post about Pride Night at Kings Island, which is part of Cincinnati Pride. They posted recently saying, "Unfortunately, due to unforeseen scheduling conflicts, Lexi will no longer be able to participate as one of our headliners for this year's Pride Night at Kings Island. She wishes everyone the best and is devastated to be missing the event and celebrating with you. We send all our love to Lexi, our hometown superstar, and can't wait for all of you to get to see her again really soon." People in the comments on this post said that the quote unforeseen scheduling conflicts are likely to do with this ongoing trademark issue. Others pointed out that they only refer to her as Lexi in the post rather than Lexi Love, which could be interpreted as further evidence that this happened due to the trademark issue. I also checked, and in a previous post the day before by the same account, they posted a photo of the lineup for this event, and in that photo they did use the name Lexi Love. The other Lexi, aka Selena, has continued to post about the situation because a lot of Drag Race fans were commenting on her posts, calling her out for what she did to Lexi and calling her trash. Because not only did she cause Lexi these issues, but she did post several unnecessary things about Lexi, such as bringing up her HIV status, being a previously unhoused person, and being trafficked in the sex market. Lexi/Selena gave various explanations, saying that the reason she brought it up was because people were getting the two of them confused and attributing those things to her. She also claimed that she received death threats and labels of transphobia, presumably from people who thought that she was Drag Race Lexi. She also tweeted saying that Instagram removed Drag Race Lexi's account in December 2024 after her initial report, but they reinstated it later, and Lexi's account went from 25,000 followers to 255,000 followers after she appeared on Drag Race. As I mentioned in my last video, the other Lexi's initial Twitter post had a community note later attached to it, which said, "The owner of this trademark repeatedly let it lapse, including much of the time period that season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race was filming and airing. The drag queen Lexi Love has been performing under that name for nearly a decade before season 17 began airing." People also accused Lexi/Selena of only doing all of this because she was jealous that Lexi's name started to grow because of Drag Race. But Lexi said that she reinstated the trademark in February 2024 because Drag Race was using the name in advertising. She also refuted claims that she's a Trump supporter or transphobic. However, people in the comments still said that what she's done to Drag Race Lexi was unnecessary and cruel, and that many of her posts were very hypocritical. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Drag Race Lexi and whether she does change her name so she can get her accounts reinstated and that it doesn't affect her livelihood going forward. And again, please make sure you don't get involved in this situation and don't send hate to anyone. So there you go, there was a video about two recent bits of Drag Race drama to do with Shea Couleé and Lexi Love. Let me know in the comments what you think about these situations and what do you think the best solution is. If you'd like to get exclusive content, personalised videos, early access, as well as many other amazing benefits, please consider joining my Patreon. It's a cheap and easy way to support my channel, and it does make a huge difference. And if you're interested, I'll leave a link to my Patreon in the description. I'd also like to take an opportunity to say thank you so much to all of my incredible Patreon members. I love this community so much, and I'm beyond grateful for all of your support. You really do make a massive difference to my channel, so thank you all so much. Please make sure you give this video a like and a comment, because it really does make a huge difference to increase the engagement and promote this video in the algorithm. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to support the channel, and it does make a big difference. So please help me get to my goal of 150k subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in the future for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets, and drama. Thank you so much. Bye.